I do have some stats based on one of the comments we got on the show a few weeks ago about rentals. What was the comment? They were asking about the rental market hotspots and what's kind of happening with rentals. So
yeah, I think that was on YouTube. I don't remember verbatim what the question was, but it was something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, so I didn't get into too much details. Like I didn't try to figure out exactly what the hottest markets are for rentals, but as we know, the suburbs have been kicking ass. So I just used Orleans, Barrhaven, Riverside South combined, and then Stittsville, Canada combined. And this is pretty interesting. So we've got in Orleans 48 rentals, and this is overall. So this could be stacked towns, rows, detached homes. The average in Orleans is 2,350. And now for all of these, you're going to be looking at like minimum 18, top could be like 5 Gs, depending on what the product is. So Orleans, 2,350, days on market, 17. Barrhaven, Riverside South, 70 active rentals, 2,500 average price point, or average price, days on market, 16. Stittsville, Canada, 52 active rentals. Again, 2,500 is the average price. Days on market, 21. So overall, it's pretty similar. Orleans has $150 less per month average in rental price, and has less rental listings available. But Barrhaven, Riverside South, 70 listings. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
2,500 is pretty high. It seems
it's high, man.
What are they? What's the like? Is that detached? Is it towns? Does it?
Well, this is the thing. This is the average for everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think if we're looking at the top average, like detached, some of them are hitting 5,000, but those, I guarantee you, those are not on market for 16 days. Those are on the market those have probably been on the market for 60 days. Like I looked at some of them, I just kind of scanned it, but I wanted to give everybody an average. I could get, if it's interesting, if anyone's really interested in seeing a more detailed breakdown of detached versus condos and row homes, I'm happy to do that. And I could publish that on the page as well, because I find that price is high overall. And I think with all these rentals on the market, that the prices are going to have to come down a bit. The two that I just did, we came down from what it was before. And the main reason was my guys didn't want to wait. And we had comments saying that it was just too much. So
I can't imagine being, whatever age you are, early 20s, looking to rent your first place and seeing a $2,500 price tag on your unit,
But I think for the most part, though, people getting a rental for the first time is, probably going to be an apartment or something of that nature, more central. Yes. Those houses, I would imagine, Barrhaven, Canada, Stittsville, Riverside South, they're single family. Still,
you're right. But and most of them are row homes. Like the general, the most popular rental, I should say, is a row. So you're looking at $2,000 at least for that, depending on what it was. Like I saw some, they're 2,300 for those, depending on how new it is, right?
So I had a townhome in Barrhaven that I had as a rental. I sold it beginning of 2018, I think it was. And I had that rented for either 1,500 or 1,550. And it was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, or 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, finished basement. So in the 3 years, it's effectively come up almost $150 a year.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
And like that price, to find a nice row home right now for $1,800 is a dream.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and to go into rentals a bit, before we got on, what I was saying earlier, like, everybody's got to be prepared. Like I have a family right now looking for something, and they're not in the greatest situation. I won't get into it too much, but there's a lot of factors involved, and they can't find what they need. They have first and last month's rent. They have a full year's rental payment as well once they sell their home. But they can't get anything because of the way that their life has taken a turn, and He's on leave, but he will have employment as soon as he's back, and they're taking care of family. That's the basic scenario. And so they don't have any income per se right now on paper, although they do have support, and they'll pay a year up front, but they can't even, no one's going to take them, even if they'll pay a year up front, just because they don't have that committed income statement for the last couple months. I get it, but I found that a little, I don't know. Anyway,
I wonder also, now those listings, the rental listings that you gave us the numbers on, those are ones that are being listed with realtors as well, right? Like those are actually publicly listed as opposed to, marketplace.
That's right.
Et cetera.
Correct.
Because I know back in the day when I was looking at rentals, like, late teens, early 20s, I was definitely not going through a real estate agent either, right? You're kind of going directly to the people. So I think those sorts of things where people are not accepting those contracts or they're doing more due diligence on income and things like that, it's probably because of the fact that they're getting screened more thoroughly, right? Going through that channel. Whereas if you're going through a Kijiji or somewhere like that, people are probably going to be, you would assume, maybe a little more lenient on those sorts. Like if you went on, some people, if they offer 12 months in advance, they don't care about your income at all. Just, well, I'll worry about it in 12 months from now if you leave, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. So I don't know, but these guys, and there's still a lot on Kijiji that are run by realtors. So you don't always find the best spots that way.
No, I'm not suggesting that's the best route either.
Well, maybe for any listeners, if you have a place and you're that's for rent, reach out to Greg.
I'm telling you,
he'll get you your 12 months up front. And
I have a great family, and they will take care, and they're most likely going to stay for 2 or 3 years. They're just in this weird scenario right now where they can't get anything to stick. And I look at these rental properties at where they are, and I think back to about a year ago. I mean, even before that, when the market started changing for rentals as well, there wasn't as many rentals, and your multiple offer on rentals, and you have to send in the application, and along with like an ID, and then people won't even consider you half the time, even if you have an income over 120,000 in income in the house. Like I was seeing people just turning them down because they were looking at, I'm like, well, what do you want? They make 120,000. They have a great credit score, and you're turning them down because you want someone that makes 200,000 to rent your home. You think that's going to be a better tenant for some reason? Yeah. Crazy. So, I mean, now I know it's not as extreme right now, but still, like, there's all these landlords are just making people jump through hoops. And these are good people that need somewhere to live. And they, the scenarios are all different, obviously, and everybody has their own bottom lines. But I mean, with the way that the rentals seeing this many numbers on the market now, these prices, I think they have to come down, even if it's $100,
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. A lot of people just can't do it.